Other crisis, of course, that is facing the country has everything to do with power supply. Just last night, the whole country was plunged into darkness. And at this hour, apparently, there is a section of NASA members of parliament who are exactly talking about that. Let's listen in to what they have to say. These are live pictures from parliament buildings.
Give a level of efficiency and efficacy. And before you do a system upgrade, it is required of you to do a pilot. So if you don't pilot it, to learn lessons based on the new system, then it means you are either using an engineer who is not qualified to upgrade your system, or you are using quacks to upgrade your billing network. So the blame squarely falls on Ken Teru's door. Him as the MD indicated in their financial books of 2017 that the company had incurred 10.1 billion for fuel levy, which was to be recovered from the Kenyan consumer. He again stated that they had already recovered 2 billion. The question that arises is, why did the company declare dividends for the financial year ended 30 June 2017 instead of declaring a loss of 10.1 billion? And of the 10.1 billion, the company claims to have collected 2.1 billion from consumers. Is it possible that they can furnish us with the amount and the individual customers whom they collected the amount from? And who gave them the authority to recover this money from the consumers? Were there minutes? Was there a board? Was there any communication between them and ERC? So I want to say that, like I've mentioned before, that arising from a system upgrade, fundamentally you do a system upgrade to make sure you're more efficient. And system upgrade cannot increase bills for customers. I'm sure all of you who are here, your bills are up and more has increased fundamentally if you compare the last 6 months. So that cannot be because of system upgrade. So what I want to ask Kenya Power, 2 years ago, they launched the project called Last Mile Project. The intention of Last Mile Project was to reach out to the poor Kenyans and give them affordable electricity so that all Kenyans could have power. What we are being told now is that power is going to be increased across board to all Kenyans. It therefore means Kenya Power is stripping low-income households of their subsidy. They are reneging on their corporate social responsibility by providing power to the poor. And yesterday when I was going through the newspapers, I was amazed by the response from Oimeke, who is the Director General of ERC. He sort of compared big consumers and small consumers to 2 cars in a petrol station, and that when the 2 cars go to a petrol station, the cost of fuel is the same. I want to remind him, if a Prado and a Toyota Saloon goes to the petrol station, they'll buy the same fuel at the same cost. But when they get on the main road, the Prado is a guzzler, so the consumption will be higher. So there is no way, no logical explanation why you should tell Kenyans that you are going to charge the low consumers the same rate as you're charging the high consumers of power. So I want to request the MD for Kenya Power, he should come clean and explain to Kenyans where the charge is coming from, or whether he has joined the local and foreign extortion rings that over the years have ensured that the ordinary Kenyan is suffering for provision of electricity, which is a basic need and a basic right for Kenyans. As I mentioned before, the week of 15th February, when we get back, we'll be summoning the MD for Kenya Power, Ken Tarus, so that we launch an investigation and find out the irregularities that all of us expect is happening in Kenya Power, and the random pricing of power by crooks, so that Kenyans can get the value of their money. So that when you're paying, you pay for what you should pay for. Because currently they're charging 4 shillings and 35 cents per kilowatt hour instead of the normal charge, which is 2 shillings 35 cents per kilowatt hour. I think with those few remarks, I'll ask my brother.
Thank you very much. Well, clearly there is a problem on this matter, because the KPLC clearly told Kenyans that the bills are higher because there is a 10.1 billion shillings arising from fuel cost adjustment. Now the minister comes and talks about billing fluctuations. There is a problem. And we are saying that there are serious inherent problems in the energy sector. The reports we are getting indicates that we have very serious inherent problems in the energy sector, which must be addressed. And for that matter, I think it's right for us as NASA to demand that all cabinet secretaries who have recently been appointed by Uhuru must be subjected to vetting, especially the CS for Energy and Petroleum, because we have serious concerns about what is happening in the energy sector. You cannot come before Kenyans and give an explanation like what Honorable Keter gave, that it is all about the billing problem. We know from the IT world that a system to be implemented, there must be an implementation plan. Where was the piloting? Was there any system tests before the system was launched? These are important questions that Keter must answer. But most importantly, Keter just confirmed our worst fears, that all along our bills have been exaggerated because of estimation, that estimations have been higher than the actuals. So Kenyans have been paying higher bills all along. What of the prepaid customers? The minister never said anything about prepaid customers. We have any estimation when it comes to prepaid customers? The answer is no. So we do not think the minister told Kenyans the truth, and we are demanding for the truth. And then another question we are asking is, where was the regulator? The ERC, the Energy Regulatory Commission, is mandated to regulate the energy sector, the petroleum, electric, energy sector. What are they doing? We cannot fill the ERC as Kenyans. And there are a lot of challenges in the Energy Regulatory Commission, which we'll be addressing as Parliament. The answers that were given by the Director General on the analogy of cars and fuel, that is not an answer that we expect from a serious public head like the Director General of Energy Regulatory Commission. We are asking the Energy Regulatory Commission to wake up from slumber and do its work. We are seeing a lot of challenges in the energy sector. For example, there is a lot of bad fuel in this country. Already, we have lost the market for Uganda. We have lost the market for Tanzania because of increasing bad fuel in this country. Where is the regulator? We are seeing challenges in the surveillance of regulatory regime. So, Mr. Oimeke, please wake up. We know you have challenges in your organization as ERC, and I think the Energy Committee will be looking at the challenges that we have in the regulatory regime. So the answers that were given by both the Minister and the Director General are not sufficient answers, and as members of Parliament, we are demanding for the truth. Kenyans should be told what happened to their bills, and we expect an answer that will satisfy.
Well, those are just a section of NASA Member of Parliament.